Are you looking for tools to help you create amazing content quickly and easily? Let's face it, content creation can be a daunting task, but with the right tools, it doesn't have to be. In this podcast episode, you will be exploring the must-have tools I recommend every content creator to know about so that they can take their content creation to the next level. So, the first part that we're going to talk about is the content planning and organization phase. There's so many different ways that you can do this. You can do this manually, you could do this digitally. The way that I recommend doing it is digitally because then it is always with you. Normally, they have an app or you can sign in through your browser and then you can see it wherever you are in the day. If you're out and about and have an idea, you can put stuff in rather than the manual part where you might have tons of different papers everywhere and it gets lost in the whole organization thing of that. And some people do need to write it down, and there's different programs that you can use that will transfer things. So look into that too if you're one of those people. But I do recommend to use something that is digital. And the one that I personally use is called ClickUp. It's a project management tool. And this is where I add in all my brainstorm sessions. It's where I organize what's in production right now and what campaigns are happening, what's going on. So that's what I recommend doing, is making sure that you have some sort of digital planner with you. And number 2 is keyword research. And there's so many different programs that you can use for this, and some are a lot more expensive than others. But what I recommend doing, and what I have done for years, and it's a great place to start out, is actually just to use Google search. And with it, there is a plugin, a Chrome extension that you can use, and it's called Keywords Everywhere. It does cost, but it is so inexpensive for what you're actually getting. The amount of keywords, essentially, is what you're getting, and the volume that they are. And I just use Google search and do a search based off that to see what people are kind of searching for, monthly search rates. It also gives you ideas. It gives you questions that people are asking with it. And so if you just take this kind of content, it might be a little bit harder or take you a little bit more time than maybe those other keyword research platforms that you can use. But it is a free is awesome, right? So it's free and it's what I recommend. So but just make sure that you're doing keyword research, because if not, you are missing out on some opportunities with your content. So that is something that's very important. It should be used in blog posts, YouTube, social media, everything that you're normally doing, you should be keyword researching. The next thing that I recommend tools are for your images and your videos. And yet again, there are so many out there. And so I'm just going to share what I use personally. And the first one that I use is for images, and it is Lightroom. If you have not used Lightroom before, you really should. It is a game changer when it comes to editing your images. My favorite feature in it is that you can have presets, and then you will apply a preset to one image, and then you can select all the other images, and it will automatically send that preset to all of them with just one click. And then you can go through and tweak them each individually if you need to, but it just saves you so much time. So Lightroom is a really, really important one in my business. And then I also use Canva, and this is how I create pin images and edit stuff for social media where I'm adding text to things. So I do use that. And then to edit my videos, I have switched just recently to Final Cut Pro, because the Premiere Pro one that I was using, it was very robust. It was great. I knew how to use it, but it cost a lot of money. So I decided to switch and save some money. And so now I'm using Final Cut Pro. I know there are free versions out there. I think one is like DaVinci. I don't remember the whole name of it. I'll link to it though. But that one is a free one currently. And so it's supposed to be really great. I haven't used it personally, But yeah, so there are some free versions out there, but just make sure that you are using a quality one. Make sure that it's not adding the watermark of them below it. You want it to really look like your own stuff. So make sure that if you do have to pay for something, that's why you're paying for it, or to add extra features. The next thing that I recommend, which is in the writing stage of stuff, is I recommend using Google Docs. The reason why I recommend using Google Docs is because if you want to collaborate with anyone, and maybe that's a VA will come in and add stuff for you, like whatever you're doing, but I have an editor that actually goes through and will make comments through all my stuff, and I can accept the changes or not. That is what I recommend doing, is using Google Docs. Also with this, I use Zapier in conjunction with it, and with my project management tool ClickUp, where it will automatically create these docs for me when I click a button that I'm ready to move something into the works after I've done my keyword research. And so it automatically creates these docs for me, and then all I have to do is click a link that it automatically adds for me to inside of ClickUp, and voila, it's so easy and so nice. Another thing that I recommend using is Grammarly. There are other ones too. I think there's like a Hemingway one, but I just like the feel of the Grammarly one. It works in so many places, and that's what I love about it. It will do, if you're using the Google Docs, you can have the extension too for that on your browser, and so it'll automatically show you what you can edit options and make your grammar all better. And if you don't know me by now, you know that I need help with that. So Grammarly is what I recommend. Another tool that I recommend is some type of AI service. And I know this is like the whole buzz right now. It's something that people are really talking about. I've been using it for a while, almost a year now, I think. And what it helps me do is a starting point for a lot of things. I don't copy and paste everything that it says. What I do is I need a starting point for things. So like when I'm starting a blog post or a social media post or a podcast, for example, what I do is I'll type in all the information that I kind of want to hit and the keywords, and then it will generate ideas for me. And once I see those ideas, I'm able to take them and tweak them to the way I would say things, or add content into it, or take out content that is not relevant. But it does a really good job at helping me start the process. So that's why I recommend using it. I currently use Jasper, but there's some other great ones out there. There's copy.ai. There's the free version of ChatGPT, but I always find issues that there's too many people already using it, so I pay for this service. The other thing that I recommend in your writing is making sure that you put those keywords that you've been searching into your writing itself. And that's a whole nother thing for SEO, but just as a good reminder. Next is the sharing process. So the scheduling and the sharing of your content. You can do this manually, and if that works for you, go ahead, but I do not have time for that, and so I use programs and tools for that. So the first one that I use is Later, and this is how I schedule my Instagram, Facebook, and now TikTok, they just added that, and Pinterest, post, pins, whatever. I schedule that with Later. And you can also there's a Meta Business. This is free. So the Meta Business Suite, I think that's what it's called. You can schedule Instagram and Facebook for free through that. And if you want to just do a more robust Pinterest one, which I have used before, is Tailwind. I liked it a lot, but I decided to switch and save some money. So I'm just using one platform now, which is Later, because it offers all of them. And another one that you can use too is Canva does have scheduling to these options as well. I don't know if they do TikTok. I haven't seen that one yet, but I do know that they do Pinterest for sure, and I think Instagram and Facebook, but I'm not totally positive on that. So these are the tools that I recommend using because they are ones that I personally use in my business. And yes, there might be a few other little things here and there that I do use, But these are the ones that help me produce content. And so again, let me hurry and just kind of name some. It was a project management tool, which I use ClickUp, and then keyword research, which I recommend using Keywords Everywhere, which is just an extension. It's a Chrome extension and it's very inexpensive, along with Google search. I forgot to mention for YouTube, if you're doing YouTube, I have used two different types here. There is vidIQ, that's what it's called, vidIQ, which is fantastic. It's when I just started. I don't pay for it yet. There is a free version to kind of get you started on it. And then TubeBuddy is the one that I pay for my DIY site. I would like to pay for the vidIQ. It seems a little more robust to me than the TubeBuddy, but like I said, I haven't really got into it yet. And so you can use that too to help you with your YouTube. And I do recommend using at least the free version because it helps you with some tags and some other things inside of that. So I did forget to mention that. And then the video, so it's like Lightroom, Canva, Final Cut Pro is the ones I use. Writing, I recommend using Google Docs so that you can have somebody collaborate with you. Also using Grammarly or another type of service like that. I like to use an AI service, which I am using Jasper currently. And then for the sharing, I am using Later to publish things out. And I also have a VA that does some of my content scheduling too, just as a side note. But I do want to mention two things here at the very end, some things that'll help you. If you are interested, when I was talking about the integration with ClickUp and Google Docs, I do have a course and it is called The Automated Assistant, and that will help you set up that type of workflow for you. It's an automatic workflow. And so if you're interested in that, I will link to that below. It's the Automated Assistant again. And then this is something that I have been working on and I'm so excited about because the beta program is either launching right now or about to launch. And so I have a sign up form for you. And this site, it is an app, it's a desktop app, and it is called TJIC. And it is a strategic content planning app. So it'll help you plan all your content in one platform. So this is going to replace that ClickUp and some other areas that you're probably struggling with, but it organizes everything and helps you kind of walk through the process. It gives you tasks to do and all that fun stuff, and you set it up yourself so you can customize it. So if you are interested in being a beta user, I would love for you to fill out the form and we will reach out to you. We have a limited spots, so if we've reached that, then I'm sorry, but we will be opening up. We're going to do rounds of beta, so don't feel bad. But if you aren't chosen, I will send an email too when everything becomes available for regular subscriptions. And so again, that is called TJIC, and there is a link below for that. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day creating your content and using tools, because guess what? Tools are what make or break your business, and they make it so much easier when you use the right ones for you.